friends, and welcome back to Beaver Bay. I love this place. This is Beaver River behind me, and it is one of my favorite places to come. It's been a little while since we've been here, a little snow covered, and if you watch the channel with any sort of regularity, you might recognize this spot. This is where I dropped my Canon 5D Mark IV into the river. And the little fella fought hard to come back, but it did not survive. So come back here today just to kind of, one, face my fears and get over the loss of that little camera. And two, just see what it looks like now that it's completely snow covered. I also have less fear of dropping my camera in the river because it's completely frozen over. So today, the camera will just fall over. So at least it won't drown. But here I am back in this spot where I was last time. Last time I was here, I got a great little shot. I think it was a great little shot of this, piece of pancake ice sitting on top of a rock out in the river. But the river's completely frozen, as I've mentioned. So the approach is going to be different today. I'm not sure what it is. This little stand of trees is great. There's some great twisty, bendy trunks. So maybe we can make something with that. Of course, the river will be something. I'm hoping a little further down we're going to find some frozen waterfalls, fingers crossed. But today is an improvisational day. We're just going to kind of go for the hike, see what we can find, and hopefully we end up liking it. So come along with me and let's see what we can discover. I'm going to wander down here to the front of the river, the edge of the river, and face my fears. I know you're going to find this impossible to believe, but I can't find anything to take a picture of. I really can't. It's beautiful here, but as I mentioned earlier, the river's completely frozen over. It's covered in snow, so it's just kind of this white sheet. There's nothing really of interest about the river. And I am completely unsure about the thickness of ice and consistency of ice. So I have zero desire to kind of walk out there and look at these little pockets that I can see from a distance, but I can't get beside them. I can't get close enough to frame up an image. So they remain a curiosity, and that is all that they will remain. I know it's impossible, surrounded by all this beauty, that I can't find something to take a picture of, but I am struggling here. And I think part of the problem is I had this kind of preconceived notion of frozen waterfalls, so I'm having a hard time ditching that completely. I am looking around in the trees, but still, trees are difficult too. So I think what I'm going to do is head back to the car, drive down the road about a mile back to the mouth of the river, and see if the larger falls downriver are active at all, if there's any activity going on down there. So that's my plan. We're gonna pack it up, head downriver, see if we can find a frozen waterfall. Hopefully we can. It is beautiful though. It's a great day. All right, let's soldier on. All right, so this is pretty great. No sooner did I say I can't find anything, and I'm going back to the truck. On my way back to the truck, I find this great little spot at this tree. It seems to be growing literally out of the middle of this boulder. The roots are just kind of wrapping around it, and they're following the contours of this rock. Got a little band of snow in the middle, great little dapple of sunlight on the tree root, and I got the rock itself. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with the composition. So I'm going to set the camera up, see what I'm looking at, and take a picture. Hopefully it's a good one. All right. Okay, so we're set up on the shot here. It's really simple. Like I said, tree trunks kind of growing over this rock. A little diagonal of snow, diagonal of the rock. We're gonna end up focus stacking this just because I'm so close to the rock in front of me and it juts out a little bit. So a little focused on the part of the rock that's closest to me, kind of focused on the snow mid-ground, about halfway up the tree trunk, and then a little further up on the tree trunk at the back. So 4 shots total for the focus stack, and that's just to make sure that the image is sharp from front to back, you know, all the way through it. Everything you look at in the image will be in focus. That's the hope. I'll show you here what we're looking at on the back of the camera. Boom, here we are. So you can see it. We've got the rock right here, so we have a little focus point on the rock there. I did a little focus point on the snow right in here. A little focus up here, and then the video feature here is cutting off the top of the tree. I'll tilt up here a little bit for you. But then we also did a little bit of a focus up here in this section of the tree branch, because I really wanted to catch this knot of the tree. I really like it. The video format, of course, is, you know, a 16 by 9 kind of aspect ratio, a little squished top and bottom. But my photo shows a little more of that tree and that knot in the tree, which I think is really kind of a fun piece of character and really kind of interesting. So that's the shot. Again, just focus stack, 4 shots, shooting at 50th of a second, ISO 100, f9, no filters, no polarizer, nothing. There's nothing here. I don't need to slow down my shutter speed for any reason. And there's nothing to polarize. There's very little light getting through here, just a little bit of dapples on the tree trunk. So I'm just kind of playing with that, just waiting for different patterns on that tree trunk. Take 2 or 3 shots of this, and we'll get it home and choose the best version. All right, here we go. See? It's not as bad as all that. There is something to shoot after all. Another tree. Oh, this one's fantastic. Really simple, really great. And this one's just all about the texture and the pattern. There's just this tree bark that's kind of peeled away, and there's just these layers to it. There's these kind of great yellowy golden colors and these really dark patches. And then there's just this little strip of bark across the bottom that I really like that I've left in. But I'm filling the frame with all of the bark. This one's, like I said, it's just all about the color and the texture and the pattern. Getting this beautiful dappled light on the tree trunk that I'm really enjoying. So just kind of focus on the tree trunk, f9, ISO 100, 50th of a second. Again, no filters, no reason for them. I don't need to slow down shutter speed, don't need to polarize anything. This one's just great on its own. So that's it. Let me just show you it real quick here, back of camera, because it's simple. This is it. There it is. It's just pretty. It's just a pretty scene. There's nothing more to say about it. I just love the texture and the pattern, and it grabbed my attention immediately on my way down the trail, and I stopped, threw up the camera, took the picture. So here it is now. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, little tree. Changing plan. I know, it comes as a total surprise, right? So the trailhead down to the falls back in Beaver Bay was completely closed off, kind of inaccessible. And I couldn't find another good spot to park and get down to it. So I was in the car, heading back home, and I drove past Split Rock Lighthouse State Park, specifically Pebble Beach, which is a spot I come a lot to do some Milky Way photography. I think it's a great spot for that. 1, it's pretty dark skies out here. 2, you've got Ellingson Island right out there, which makes a great kind of interesting outline with the Milky Way, I think. But I rarely ever come here during the day. So my thought today was to do exactly that. Come here during the day. Not sure what I'm gonna find. I'm gonna look for ice patterns, I think, obviously. I've got the beautiful lake in front of me, Ellingson Island over here. So we're just gonna kind of head around, see how far we can get, see what we can find, and take some pictures of it. So let's go see what we can find. By the way, Split Rock Lighthouse. See if you can see it. This is fantastic. So we've got this great little shelf of ice forming along Pebble Beach here, and it's forming some awesome patterns in the ice. There's some spots where the ice is elevated well above the water, somewhere it's just barely skimming the water, and you've got these really cool kind of wave patterns in the ice itself. So there's 2 or 3 shots to set up here. So that's what I've been doing, is just kind of walking up and down the beach looking for something. I think I've got one I like right here, and this one's kind of just the ice pattern, and it's a little bit of a shelf above it. So I'm gonna set up here cautiously, right as close to the edge as I can get without fear of falling in. If I do, hopefully it's just my feet that get wet, because it's not very deep right here. So we're gonna set up this shot. It's gonna be all about the pattern of the ice, the water underneath it, and that contrast. And that's gonna be it. We're gonna explore this beach a little bit. There's another one right down there I like. And there's a couple of spots where the pebbles themselves are just poking through the ice. I say pebbles, they're really rocks, but it's an interesting just kind of juxtaposition between the rock and the ice, maybe. We'll see. And then it just kind of curves around, this beach curves around, and that's a part I've never been to. So I'm eager to get over there and explore a little bit, but first, let's concentrate on this one, shall we? All right, well, we got lucky on this one. The good news is I got the shot. The bad news is I can't share with you much about it other than my settings, and I can show you the picture. But I took the picture, and no sooner did the shutter finish its exposure than a wave came in and just kind of snapped off this little delicate bit of ice hanging out over the water. So I'm very happy that I got the shot. Shot it at an ISO 125, which is an accident, but it doesn't hurt. F9, 1/160th of a second. Really happy with it. It's just this really delicate, kind of lacy piece of ice out over the water and out over these pebbles. So I'm hoping that that comes out. It looks like maybe it has some camera. Here's a fun little shot. This is, again, it's just ice sticking out into the lake. It's this great little triangle pattern, a little hole right in the middle of it. And it's just this high shelf above the rocks. Shooting at an ISO 100, F16. I got a shutter speed of, what was my shutter speed on this guy? 1/30th of a second, I think, 1/25th of a second. What I'm doing with this one really is just waiting for water to come in, come out, making little patterns on this rock right in front of me. And I'm just kind of taking a bunch of different variations of it. And that's it. Shot's pretty simple. Let's see if I can show it to you here. Here we go. So this is it. I got this great little triangle of ice, tiny little hole, a bunch of cool rocks. And that's the shot. So simple, so pretty. And again, like I said, I'm just kind of playing with not shutter speeds, just different wave patterns. We're just waiting for the waves to come and go and just taking a bunch of different shots and see which one I like best. That's it. It's just so fantastic. Well, my friends, I think we're gonna call this a day. This has been fantastic. Not bad for making it up as we go, right? I mean, to be honest, I'm always making it up as I go, but I ended up really happy with the day. I didn't get any of the waterfalls that I had set out to get, but I think I love some of these ice patterns and the rocks along the shore here at Pebble Beach. I think I got some nice bark textures back there at Beaver Bay, so no complaints whatsoever. It turned out to be a gorgeous day. Warming up really fast. I'm about to shed this jacket and head back to the car. But I want to take this moment to thank you for coming along with me. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and tell your friends, because the more the merrier. I'm from Pebble Beach, here at Split Rock Lighthouse State Park in Minnesota. So long, and we'll see you next time.